Now, you kids come here and sit by this fire and listen to your Uncle Clementine tell you a very important story.
Nuh-uh. My daddy says you're a crazy old coot and we ought not listen to you.
Sure
Come on,
did.
Billy, we're going home. Daddy's gonna be right awful mad if he finds out we was down here.
No, I suggest you stay right here by this fire.
Why?
You don't go in them woods. There's a crazy man that lives in them woods they call DJ Snickers.
Yeah, right.
And pray tell is he's got a pet grizzly bear he calls 606.
Nuh-uh.
They say in the middle of the night you can hear him out there screaming through the woods. I'm taking over the underground. I'm taking over the underground. They say that old Snickers can slip right up on you and you won't even hear him or see him coming.
He's just trying to
He could be
scare
right
us.
around here close to this fire hiding in the shadows right now.
We were just reminiscing about our favorite songs done by you, so.
Yeah, as we go live,
Yeah.
DJ Lord Chaos would have to say that. We're live on Underground Wicked Radio, interviewing Sicktanick tonight. SKR's in the house. Been a year since I've had him
Yo,
on.
what's good?
But before we start the interview, I want to congratulate him on being drug-free for quite a while now.
Oh,
Congrats, homie.
yeah. Congrats, homie.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. It feels
Good to hear.
Feels good. I'm clean, never sober. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely away from the shit that was causing me problems. So it's a good starting ground, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, Lord Chaos, I'll let you take the first question while I get the songs ready.
Okay, give me a minute. Let me look at my Rolodex.
All right.
His Rolodex, that's a good one. So, Sicktanick, I don't
heard
think
that word.
we'll be
Hold on,
on.
give me a minute.
I don't think we'll be on long as last time. Man, 3 hours and 25 minutes I had you on the last interview. You realize you
I've gotten older, and I'm an old man, so therefore my longevity isn't that long. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm down to kick it with y'all for a little bit, answer whatever questions and shit, and then you know what I'm saying, I might give my fat ass some grub. But I'm glad to be here, and thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. It feels
Not
good.
anytime. You started a war on my radio. Reverend Fangory found out you were on that long, so he had to beat your time. So he stayed on 3 hours and I think like 33 minutes. Then Damian Quinn found out you were on that long. He stayed on almost 4 hours.
Oh, that sounds like D.
That was good times.
That's my boy, man, all day. That's what's up.
I'm seeing shit over here.
Go for it, Lord Chaos.
All right. If a nuclear bomb dropped and it took 10 years for the air to clear, okay, you can take one porno, one type of food, and one set of clothing. What would you take?
Oh, fuck. Okay, the porno, God, man. I don't know if I could, like, mobily take, like, X videos with me, like the X videos app, that would be good, because in the age of the internet, there's not really pornos no more, you know what I'm saying? You just go to a fucking website, beat the fuck off, and call it a day, as opposed to fucking back in the day, you have to go to a video store, slyly enter, and fucking make sure everyone doesn't think you're a goddamn pervert. Rent the video, go home, beat the fuck off, hide the fucking video, bring it out again, probably beat off again, then take it back, hoping that they don't think of you as beating off to the video. So, with that being said, I haven't watched an actual, like, full-length porno in a very long time, but I am a pretty decent user of X videos, and if I could have the app with me, I would certainly utilize that. As far as, what was the other one? A pair of clothes.
Clothes and food.
I'm thinking clothes and food. So food's easy. Cheeseburgers, because it's my favorite food in the fucking world.
Nice.
I don't know how they'd be prepared or whatever, but I wouldn't really give a fuck, because it'd be a post-apocalyptic world. And then clothes, I'd probably bring SKR hoodie and a fucking pair of cargo fucking pants, like some tuck-in dickies or military pants, and some fucking military boots. And then, I think I'd be somewhat set. I have three necessary things to sustain life at that point: clothes, porn, and food. So, yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right, I got to shout out the call-in
Oh,
number.
boy.
After the next question, fam, make sure you get a pen and paper down. I'll shout out the radio phone number. Anyone wants to call in and ask Satanic some questions, they're more than welcome to. Lines will be open. Rain, go ahead.
I'm starting. Okay. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
One
my
of
cherry
them-
fell off.
One of them being, like, what made you decide just to do and go ahead and rap for the atheists and whatnot like that? Like, I've always been curious about that.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. What made me rap for what?
What made you rap the kind of
What made
music you're
you-
doing instead of normal rap?
Well, I mean, whenever I first started doing music, the very first thing I did was like some electronic industrial type stuff. Then I went on to like a death black metal band. The whole rapping thing started as a fucking joke, honestly. I just kind of did a rap song to see if I could do it. I love music in general, so I had people around at the time like, yo, you could do this. I made beats for years, so as time progressed, I mean, originally I wanted to be thought of as like the deicide of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That antagonist towards things that are in current social standings. You know what I'm saying? Religion, politics. I wanted to be the villain, so to speak, and kind of through my music give someone a different perspective. And at the time, whenever I came into the game, man, like, it was just mostly horrorcore, hack and slash storytelling, stuff like that. Like at that point, whenever I came into the genre and dropped my first record, that was 2005. No one was doing like the wicked shit. No one was doing devil shit or evil shit. You know what I'm saying? Or what I now call occult rap, which I honestly don't don that title till kind of later in my career. And I'll explain that too. But I just wanted to do something evil. Whenever I was fucking coming up, I was listening to shit like Simpkin Heights, Cap One, Bedlam, like shit that had that little bit of unholy to it. Like old school Isham. It wasn't like fucking, like I said, whenever I came in, it was just hack and slash and storytelling, and no one was doing that shit. So I'm like, yo, like, not only do I want to do this, I want to like really do it. And the fact that I am involved in like the occult, and it's not, I can bring a new spin to it, as opposed to other people in the past are on some 666 Satan blah blah shit, but there's no education behind it. They're saying fuck God for shock value, and that's all right. But I wanted to bring a new level of intelligence to it, and a new level of understanding, and I wanted to be the protagonist or the antagonist. Now later on in my career, the Chapter 1 era, I became initiated into a society of secrets. I don't like to say secret society because we're not secret. People know we're out there. And that's when I kind of got this concept for occult rap. And the definition that I put to it is that occult rap is reflections of the initiatory process in lyrical form. So whenever I say, like, a lot of people kind of think I'm being a dick when I say there's not really any occult rappers out there besides me. I'm not being a dick. It's just like, yo, I don't know of any other rappers that are initiated into one of the mystery schools that use the raps as a reflection of that. I know of plenty of rappers who listen to Alex Jones and fucking Bill Cooper and think they know what the Illuminati is, and so they try and talk some shit like that. But there's no substance to it. So that's why I started the whole occult rap thing, because not in all of my songs, but from that point on, there's definitely some very important information I leave for people who are going on the initiatory journey throughout these last, 6 records I've done or whatever, 5 or since Chapter 1. So yeah, I mean, and at that point, it's a very personal thing because I want to express this this type of change and process that I'm going through with initiation and being a part of one of these societies. But obviously there's an element of secrecy there. So I can't just come out and straight fucking say things. So I leave a little breadcrumb of information to people for them to hear, and maybe it'll be their time. You know, maybe they'll hear it and it'll spark something inside them to want to pursue education and initiation into the mysteries. So that's kind of where I'm at, where I've been at, you know, now, and that's why I do what I do. It's a very personal thing. It's a way that I can express, process, and also a way to kind of like educate or attempt to illuminate people. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Okay, nice.
And trust me, I've interviewed over 6,000 underground rap artists. I have not run into one like you. That is for sure. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people try and use like the satanic symbolism and the pyramids and this and that, and they're just using it because it's hot. You know what I'm saying? They're using it because it's controversial, and because it sparks interest in people and they want to look cool. But at the end of the day, they're not initiates. They're not pursuing an education in the mysteries. They're not fucking doing this whole process, and so it's bullshit. And I mean, that doesn't mean their music's garbage, but if you're looking for something with substance that actually has true occult meaning, then I'm your man. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and otherwise, like, if fucking other people want to use these symbols and blah, blah, like, then that's up to them. But I'd rather deliver something that's a tested, truly product, you know, that I can honestly say, like, this is the real shit. This isn't, you know, picking up the Satanic Bible, reading it once, and then trying to spook people with your music. You know, this has been shit I've been into since I was young. And, you know, by no means am I the most educated individual on the subject. I learn new shit every day. And I think that's a part of being an initiate, like, to humble oneself and, you know, like, I'm no master of the temple. You know what I'm saying?
We actually got into this on the last interview because Teach Me How to Satan, which I got to play tonight for the new fans tuning in. When we do, we'll talk about that song and why you made it, because I love the meaning behind that song after you told me.
Thank you.
We're actually going to play Cinematic featuring Texas Microphone Massacre. You want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, so Cinematic is the first single off the new record that's going to be dropping really fucking soon. The name of the record is Oculus Omnia. And Cinematic's the first single because I feel it's a representation of the album as a whole. This album is really personal on a lot of different levels. And, you know, ever since me and them did Faust, I always in the back of my head, I was like, I got to do a song to top Faust, because that's all-time fan favorite. And I love working with TMM. They're fucking so talented. It blows my mind. And so after I had gotten up here to Colorado and got my shit together and whatnot, started sitting down and writing the record, you know, the meaning of Cinematic is like, you know, we go to the movies. Like, I literally just came from seeing the new Spider-Man, which was fresh as fuck, by the way. But I think a lot of people in a relationship now in the ADD society that we live in, they don't look at a relationship as like a partnership between two people who love each other. In fact, I think we draw more from pop culture and things like movies and music to define, I think a lot of people do, to define what they want in a partner. And you know, in itself, cinematic, cinema, screen, film, it's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, we obviously know when we go to a movie, that's not real life that's happening on the screen. So it's kind of like a play on love or a relationship being fake and not real. And so, yeah, I mean, that's Cinematic.
Hell yeah. We'll be right back after this. We are back in Underground Wicked
Radio. You can ask me whatever the fuck you want, pretty much, outside the one thing we discussed.
Hell yeah. There you go. There you go. That answers your question.
Oh, no, I was talking about my mom. If you have anything to ask my mom, let me know.
Oh, man.
Oh shit.
I'm sure he could think of something good.
Hey,
So,
that would be an awesome one. Have Sicktanick ask a question.
Sicktanick. How did you come up with that name? Sicktanick.
Yes, sir.
How'd you come up with that name?
The name was actually given to me by aka Zodiac. I don't know if he's listening, but if he is, shout out to my bro. He was like the original speak. SKR kind of started as like a crew thing, and he was kind of like the head of so to speak. But me and him started hanging out, and we became acquainted and whatnot. And he noticed that every time he'd come over to my house, my apartment at the time, I'd be on Ogrish, which for those who may not be familiar, it's basically the 90s or 2000s version of what we now know as best gore. So basically like a fucking snuff site. And this was around the time when Daniel Pearl and Al Qaeda was starting to do all their videotape beheadings. And I would watch those on repeat a lot. And at that time, I kind of proclaimed myself as a Satanist. He was just like, man, he's like, you're fucking... my original, as cheesy it is, my original rap name was I was thinking of Leviathan. And it just didn't have a ring to it. And one day we was kicking out my pad. He's like, man, you're a sick motherfucker for watching all this shit all the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Is it because you're satanic or what? And he just kind of looked at me. He was like, sicktanick. And we just, both of our heads kind of tilted, and we were like, well, fuck yeah. There we go, sicktanick. So, that's how I got the name, and I've stuck with it since.
All right. Nice. Do you mind if I ask this question, Snickers? Or do you want to ask it?
Which one?
All right. The one we were talking about earlier.
Oh, no.
On the,
I've asked him before.
Okay. No. Okay, all right. No, I know there was a lot of these viewers listening and all the other happy la-di-da-di bullshit. But anyways, they're probably wondering what happened between you and Reza Cow, if you don't mind, Sicktanick.
So it's like this, man. Basically, I mean, there's two sides to every story, but I'm going to take the easy route and just pretty much say how it is. She kind of caught me being a dog. And by dog, I mean I was fucking flirting around and blah, blah, with other women. And, we didn't see eye to eye on certain things. And, we just kind of decided that it would be better for us to maintain a business relationship and friendship as opposed to a relationship. Because over the years, my views on certain things like relationships, monogamy, and what have you have changed drastically. And Raz in that way is a very old-fashioned type woman, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I don't think I think it came to a point to where we would butt heads on certain things, and so we decided that would be the best route to go with it. And so, yeah, I mean, that's my best friend in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? To this day. And she's my business partner. She owns half the label now.
Hell yeah.
And, we maintain a very good friendship and, absolutely great, business relationship, so I think the only difference now is obviously we don't live together, but, whenever we see each other, it's not awkward. I really like, she has her boyfriend now, Jimmy. He's a really good guy. I like him. He's a cool cat. And, she was there for me, man, whenever I went down my rabbit hole of drugs and crime and everything else. And, she was really the only person that was there for me, outside of, my fraternity people at the time. So, and, so, that's just kind of how we roll now. We pretty much talk every day. If we don't talk on the phone, we're texting. Most of it's about business, you know what I'm saying? But we still bullshit, how you doing? And there's definitely no, like, bad blood or hard feelings or anything like that. And in fact, I would argue that this made this label stronger because, you know, being with someone in a business like that can definitely complicate things in certain ways. And, you know, I feel now that that there is that barrier there between us. We can kind of look at things from a more rational business stance, which has helped progress us for the last 2 years. So yeah, I mean, that's basically the real shit about that, man. But, you know, needless to say, that's my best friend in the whole fucking world, and always had nothing but love and admiration and respect for her. So, and it's reciprocated. So
It's good.
I'm going to sit here and say this real quick before another question. Shame on you, Sicktanick, for looking at another woman when you had a good woman like her.
Come on now, we're guys. I mean,
No, you know, I mean, you know, real shit though. I mean, I made some bad choices, you know, but I've changed so much as a person for a variety of reasons. And, you know, I think we're in a state and time in the world right now where people are a lot more liberal about things. And, you know, the type of lifestyle that I live and the things I do, and it surely isn't for everyone, and it's a very hard fucking thing to deal with. And you know, same would go for her too. You know, so if you kind of combine that, then it just makes for a possible bad situation. You know, but the thing is that, you know, we are so tightly knit that we were broken up for probably, you know, about a year, maybe 6 months to a year before we even told anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're both really private people, first of all. And secondly, we didn't want the fans and the trolls to get this information and try and further fuck things up by starting a bunch of drama and doing the whole troll thing.
BS and all the other
trying
stuff.
trying to make a bigger deal out of it than really what it was. Because when you break it down, regardless at the end of the day, whether we were together or not, we still made the music that we made. And we still have all these records out with all these sales. We still fucking, you know, have done everything on our own. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of that, like, that can't be reflected really in the music. You know, that's more of a personal life thing. And, you know, so, you know, yeah, it was my bad. Absolutely. But, you know, things happen. I don't want to say things happen for a reason, but I think that now that that's kind of out there and people know the fucking deal, and me and her have continued our business relationship, that the proof is in the pudding. You know, it definitely wasn't a bad blow to this label because we've progressed even more. And, you know, I think that's definitely part of it, you know. So shame on me, but hey, man, it is what it is. I'll man the fuck up, admit my mistakes, and learn from them and move on. You know, what else can I do? That's why I'm a single-ass motherfucker right now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is what it is, man. Fuck it.
Oh shit! People, all the females tuning in. Sicktanick is single.
oh, here we go. No,
I ain't looking for no damn girlfriend.
We're gonna start a date line here.
Don't fake the funk to me.
Hey,
It's like the
Roxy
Eminem song,
Red.
Superman. That ain't me. I ain't the one.
Roxy Red, you heard that? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, Sick! Hold on, Snickers. Hold on. I gotta sit here and say this, okay? I don't know if you know this.
Have at it.
I don't know if you know this, Sicktanick, but Snickers has an all-male review in the background
God,
waiting for him.
I'm going to have to tell him this story now. I made a commercial for our co-host Easy606. I called it Easy606 GIF. Made so easy, your girl can lick it off your nuts, kind of like that commercial. He comes back with DJ Snickers' all-male review. It was freaking hilarious.
See? He's got an all-male review waiting for him.
All right.
But it's all love. That's what people are trying to not really get. I mean, it's all love. We're just fucking around with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that's what fucking homies do. You know what I mean?
People love that when they tune in too. They hear us fucking off and absolutely love the show that way. I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Teach
Who
Me How to
needs scripts
Satan.
when we could just use our big mouth?
Right? I want to talk about Teach Me How to Satan because I love the meaning behind this song.
So, Teach Me How to Satan was like, it was kind of a twofold thing. Well, like I've always had this reputation, which was my own fault, which is perfectly fine, of just kind of making like really serious stuff all the time. And I wanted to kind of break that monotony and show people, like we have with other tracks, that I'm not a one-trick pony. I'm a unique artist with a varied amount of skill sets. And so that was my first thing. Like, how about, what if I did like kind of a funny song? And it's kind of how we were talking about earlier, because I am like involved in the occult world on a very like serious level, and it's something I'm passionate about. One thing I'll get a lot from people is, I'll get, so what I call so-called fans that hit me up like, hey, so how do I sign a contract with the devil to become a famous rapper? Or people hit me up like, yo, I hear you're in the Illuminati. How do I join? Stupid shit like that. And, a lot of these kids, like, posting on like my shit, like, oh yeah, like fucking fuck Christians, like kill every fucking Christian, like rah rah rah, I'm an edgy kid type shit. And that annoys me. All of the above really annoys me. And so it was actually Raz's brother who helped me kind of with the inspiration with the song too. But I'm a huge Broken Side fan. Those are my boys. And they did a song called Teach Me How. Yeah, oh yeah, all day. Fucking, they did a song back in the day called Teach Me How to Scream. And it was like a song I fucking, I listened to on the regular. Like I said, they're from Bouquet and shit. They made it, and they're both like really good people. I've gotten the chance to work with them. So, basically, I wanted to do a spin off that, and I'm like, well, like, teach me how to Satan. Well, I got all these annoying things, that people do and whatnot. So I'm going to teach them what they need to do. I don't want to type out a paragraph explaining that that's not how magic works. That's not what Satanism is. That's not what the Illuminati is, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to send them a video. And whenever they watch this video, they can learn how to properly Satan, since that's what they desire ever so much. And so Teach Me How to Satan was born. So basically it's a poke at the people who are like, shock value, like, oh, I'm so edgy and satanic and I want to burn churches and blah, blah, and they ain't really about that life. You know what I'm saying? Right. They just want that shock value. They want the attention. You know what I'm saying? Like the real fucking, the most real occultists in the world, and I know this for a fact, the most realist motherfuckers, including Satanists, both theistic and non-theistic, they're quiet.
Yes, they are.
They don't need the attention. They don't want the attention, so that's how that was born. And hello, caller on the line. Hi.
Oh, what's up? My name's Justin. I'm from North Carolina, and I got a question I was wanting to ask.
Yeah, what's up, Justin from North Carolina? I'm Sicktanick from Colorado. Pleased to meet you. Go ahead and ask your question.
I was told by one of my homies. I wanted to ask about the show that makes an episode about you.
Are you talking about the Web of Lies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's all pretty much told right there in that episode. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to know, like, the full story, like, watch the episode, man. It's really, like, that kind of lays everything out there on the line from all perspectives. And as far as doing the show, it was done by Investigation Discovery, and they hit us up about it, and we didn't want to do it initially. But one of the girls who unfortunately died, Melanie Wells, rest in peace, her mother encouraged us, and she was doing the show, and she really actually wanted us to do it with her. So that was kind of the deciding factor, and so we did it. And yeah, I mean, the whole story is right there in that episode. And Investigation Discovery are great people. They did great business with us and took care of us. And I mean that in multiple ways. Like, they put us up in a hotel, nothing fancy, obviously, but they understood that we weren't gonna we didn't want to talk about this anymore. We were kind of done with it. And you know, they made us very comfortable in a very uncomfortable situation, because that is a extremely uncomfortable situation to be in, and it's horrible that it happened, and I wish it didn't happen, but I can't change the past. All I can do is try and make a brighter tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, that's a quick thing about the show. If you want to know the whole story behind the show, then I would definitely suggest watching it, and pretty much all your questions would be answered from that.
All right, we're going to go to a song. Can You Feel My Heart by Sicktanick. You want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, this is actually the first time anyone outside the camp, really, or my close people has heard this. It's off the new record, Oculus Omnia, that's going to be coming out very soon. And basically, it's based off the Bring Me the Horizon song, Can You Feel My Heart. I did a little bit of sampling and then ended up learning the synth line and blah, blah, and kind of made it my own. And the hook lyrics are a play on the hook for that song. And that song kind of helped define this whole last kind of couple years of my life where I've been up and down. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm still a music fan, and that song touched me in a very special way that if you're a music fan, you love music, you know, you have those songs that, like, every time you hear them, it brings back a bunch of memories, like it makes you remember something. It holds like a sacred space in your heart. And so that's kind of how that song was for me. And so I wanted to take that song and, you know, kind of make it my own, and also at the same time pay homage to Bring Me the Horizon, because they're one of my favorite bands. So it's kind of a duplistic thing. Lyrically, it's just all real shit, like how some of the things I've gone through and felt, and it's just a song that I hope people will listen to and relate to in some shape or form, and hopefully my song can touch them like Bring Me the Horizon song touched me.
We'll be back after this. And we are back on Underground Wicked Radio. I got a shout out from Tommy Necro to Sicktanick. He said he will see you at SWTY.
Fucking what up, Tommy Necro? That's my dude right there, man. Fucking Texas artist. That's the homie and shit. He has good music too. Go check him out. You know what I'm saying? But hell yeah, I'll be seeing you at Strictly, my brother. I'm looking forward to it always.
Second interview Wednesday with Tommy Necro. I got him coming back on Wednesday, 9 o'clock.
Nice. Oh yeah, that'd be fun, man. He's a real fun guy. He's cool.
Oh man, we had a good time on the last interview. He had me cracked up the whole interview.
Yeah, he's a funny
I'll sit
motherfucker.
here.
I gotta
I'll ask a
this
question.
I'm gonna ask a question because
Okay.
I love the response, and I want the fans to know about his grandmother. So I'm gonna ask the question: what does your family think of your music, and do they support it?
So I pretty much have no family now. Everyone's dead.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
No. I don't say that for pity or sympathy. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Your
life
grandmother-
and death or
Your grandmother
ever
passed
constant.
away?
Yeah, she passed away, I think, about six or 7 years ago, I think.
Oh,
Something like that. So it's so terrible for me to remember. But I've always looked, not always, but I look at death as just a next step in evolution, in the evolutionary process. So I don't think of death as like a bad thing. I mean, it sucks for the people that are left, but really at the end of the day, like there's something greater at work here, and I believe that it's just a cycle. Everything's a cycle, and reproduction and death are definitely a huge part of that. So, but yeah, anyway, my grandmother raised me because my mother was murdered whenever I was 2. I didn't know my dad till I was 18. He died when I was 19. And fucking, she was the best lady ever. She was a fucking, whenever I was in my death metal band, she'd go to fucking full-on death metal shows full of young, crazy metalhead kids, and she had the scene's respect. You know, literally, people would, like, surround her, you know, and fucking kick it with her, and she helped finance Premonitions, which was my very first album. If it wasn't for her, that album, you know, wouldn't have come out for fuck knows how long. very supportive of anything that I did. And as for the rest of my family, like I said, I didn't know my dad till I was 18, and he passed away when I was 19, but I had a year with him, which was fucking kick-ass. He was a crazy motherfucker. He's a good dude in his own right. And uncles and aunts, and I have one aunt left, pretty much. And they don't hate what I do, but they don't look at it as something that is life-sustaining. In other words, like a regular 9-to-5 or something like that. So we don't really talk much, but B, it's just something that we don't really talk about. Like, it's more like, are you alive? Yeah, I'm alive. Are you alive? Yeah, I'm alive. Okay, cool. Talk to you in fucking another couple months for 5 minutes. But that is what it is, man. Like, I think family is what you make of it. And some of us have families, some of us don't. Been people that have had way worse situations than me growing up, and whenever I talk about stuff like this, growing up and this and that, like I don't want to fucking, I'm not doing it for pity. I don't want anyone's pity. Like, all that shit made me stronger, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made me who I am today. So if anything, I hope people can hear, something like about the way I came up and grew up, and all the terrible shit, and be like, you know what, that motherfucker can do it, I can do it too. Like, he's no better than me. Like, what the fuck? Same with the drug shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, being a drug addict isn't a disease. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Period. Being a drug addict is a fucking choice. You know what I mean? Like, my whole family was involved in drugs here and there, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Speed freaks and shit. But at the end of the day, like, I didn't go down to my rabbit hole till I was like 30 years old. You know what I mean? And that was all my choice. You know what I mean? That was my doing. And just like it's my choice to get clean. You know what I'm saying? So I can't sympathize for people, because I did it. I quit heroin and meth naturally on my own. With that, and on my own, I mean the actual process of kicking the shit, that was my own cross to bear. Like Raz, the fraternity I'm a part of, and Hex-Rated and his wife Brittany.
Hell yeah.
Are the reason that I was able to come to Colorado and have the opportunity to get clean. But at the end of the day, it was me who did it. It was my choice to do so. So, I know a lot of people that kind of, pity me, this and that. Fuck that. If you don't like something, change it. Do what thou wilt. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean do what you want. So yeah. I mean, that's kind of a quick little synopsis. And I miss my grandma, man. She was the best lady to ever live. And, she's fucking always with me in some way. I don't mean that in like a spiritual way, but the memories of her, and it got me smiling big thinking of her right now. So, yeah.
I gotta ask this question. I have a fan hit me up wanting to know about Smalls 1, but I'll ask this first. Just because I know you don't mind joking around. What would you do if a bunch of... Actually, Lord Chaos, why don't you take this one? The question you wanted to ask before we got on the air.
Yes. All right. Now, I was thinking of a type of question to ask you. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh, I got one. Sicktanick. What would you do if a group of Jehovah's Witnesses came to your door and started talking about the Lord and other stuff?
That would honestly, because I've been in this situation before, but that would honestly be a matter of what I'm doing while they knock on my door. So in other words, if I'm busy in the studio or watching a movie or rubbing one out through X videos, as I described earlier, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case, if they interrupt something important, then it's just going to be like, I'm not interested, thank you, and close the door.
I was hoping you'd
now if I'm
bring
feeling
out your
frisky,
book.
yeah, well, no, if I'm feeling frisky and I don't have anything important going on, then I would entertain them for a little bit and hear them out, and then pretty much bring up some factual things and have a friendly debate with them for my own intellectual stimulus. And then, kick him on the ass on the way out, I guess. And I don't know. I'm sure you probably wanted to hear. I'd show up, open the door with a black robe and a ritual dagger with a kitten in a hand, but that's just not me, man.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm only saying because, I mean, not everybody likes Jehovah's Witnesses because they come over and they bug the fuck out of you.
Man.
They'll sit here.
The thing, like, no, I get you. Like, my thing, the way I kind of think is that, I've been very outspoken about my disliking of what I would call the slave traditions or the Abrahamic traditions, the more popular religions on the face of the earth. I'm definitely not favorable of them. However,
I agree.
I do feel that there are some things that one can take away from every religion and educate themselves on. For instance, the Bible. Okay, well, it's the fucking Bible. We all know what the Bible is.
Yeah.
That's it. That book has been translated tens of thousands of times, by men of sin, by the Bible's definition. Yep. But if you read the Bible in such a way that you're looking at it particularly from an esoteric perspective, there's actually a lot that you can learn from it, because it gives what I personally think the Bible was intended for. One could argue that Jesus was one of the heads of the mystery schools because, all those years missing in the Bible of his life, he all of a sudden became, 30, 31. Whatever, one could argue that he was in the desert being tempted by the devil. And one could also argue that he was in the desert taking initiation from the devil, or he was in the desert taking initiation, period, and learning about magic and mysticism and this and that. So I think if you read the Bible in a certain way, through a certain set of eyeglasses, there's things to be taken away from it, and there's things to be taken away from all religion. I just think that people don't look at it like that. They try and take it as what it is, and that's where we have the fuckery that we have, not only in this country, but worldwide today.
I agree with that because I've read the Bible, and the first thing that popped into my head, it's okay for some magical being to turn water into frickin' wine or blood or make bread rain from the sky. Why the hell is he not crucified for being a witch or worshiping the devil?
Yep.
Well, I mean, look, if you look at what bread and wine is symbolic of, like I said, if you look at things through a different set of glasses, whenever you partake in communion, in the Christian sense, you're eating the blood and body of Christ, right?
Yep.
Well, so I would argue that, for instance, when we perform, as Selamites, we perform the Gnostic Mass, Liber 15, we also partake of a communion of a cake of what we call a Eucharist, cake of light, and then wine. And there's a lot of symbolism contained therein. So there's obviously something with that means something a lot deeper than what people take it as face value. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, the general idea to take it literally is fucking retarded.
Right.
I can't buy into the thought of someone who would be equal to me, being man, being Jesus, being how can I explain this? Being someone that, in other words, I think his gospels and his teachings were on the right path, but people took those, they corrupted them for a political and religious agenda, and made them
mind control,
truly
man.
what Christians would call unholy. When you use the term Christian, that's supposed to describe someone that's Christ-like. I've met, I'm 33 years old. I've met, maybe I can count on two hands, maybe, people that I've met over the years that truly are like that. They live by that example. And those are true Christians. But that just goes to show that a lot of people out there that fly this banner, I'm a born-again Christian, they're not real Christians. They don't follow the doctrine. And, and at the same time, if someone wants to do that, that's up to them. I want to believe in an obvious ripoff of much more ancient religions. It's obvious. It's right there in the fucking books. Then so be it. If you think it makes you a better person, so be it. But I would rather live my life free. You know what I'm saying? Life, love, and liberty. You know, so
Yep.
I tend to look at things from a different perspective, and if I think, you know, if people would get past these old like aeonic concepts, we could really open up the floor, so to speak, and really make some progress as a species. But instead, you know, we kind of keep in this loop with these belief systems that are just, they make no sense in a literal form. And we stay on the same path, so that's why history repeats itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I actually got a story about that. My last wife I married because she was Christian. Like, hardcore. Yeah, right. She was fucking around with my best friend. And that was basically the only reason I married her. Because I figured, oh, okay, I got a good girl. I'm not going to get hurt. Yeah, right. It was a front.
Well, dude, I mean, you know... No, go ahead, by all means.
All right. I actually have a little story revolving around the faith. All right. I was up in Maine, okay? My friend, now this is hilarious, okay? Don't ask me how the hell they live with each other, but this is hilarious. My friend, all right, he was 6'6", about 300 and something pounds of pure stupidity. He was an atheist. Okay, he actually told me flat out what he did one day, but that's not the story. His mother is a Christian. Okay, she claims to be a Christian. So one day, all right, I wake up on a Sunday. It was early in the morning, and she looks at me and she goes, "Hey, you want to go to church today?" I go, No, thanks." She goes, "Okay," and she walks out the door. And some of the Christians will sit here and try and push their supposed faith onto you. She did not. She actually sat there and just said, "Okay, have a good day," and walked out the door. In my mind, I think that's an actual, to an extent, an actual Christian. But
yeah,
like
I mean,
you were saying,
I think I agree with you to an extent on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do have an appreciation for those who choose not to enforce, I'll put it that way, enforce their beliefs. Everyone's going to promulgate. Even as a Thelemite, I promulgate. You know, there's that. But whenever you push it on someone and they obviously have no interest, you're impeding their will. You know what I'm saying? You got to let people be in their own fucking orbit. You know what I mean? We're all stars in fucking orbit, and you just got to let people be in their own orbit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it goes, you know, but it's unfortunate when people take that really aggressive approach to promulgation in that sense. You know, but it's going to happen. You know, it just is what it is. There's fucking bad apples in every tree, and, you know, not everyone's a cool person. There's plenty of assholes in the world, so.
Who's got the dog in the background? Rain.
That might be.
I don't know.
Cyrus.
Yeah, that was me.
Background noise. Man, that just reminded me of something. Sicktanick, I had, Shaggy 2 Dope was interviewing me one night on my radio. I was live on mine, and he was live on his. I had my dog in the background go off. It was fucking hilarious because I was interviewing a porn star, Nadia White, that night, and Big Hoodoo was in there, and he's like, "What in the hell are you guys doing over there with a dog in the porn store?" And I'm just like, "You don't want to know."
He has that jar of peanut butter right next to him too, so watch it.
Oh man, he ran.
Funny story. Whenever I first met Shaggy, which was at the gathering me and Razakel performed at,
Hell yeah.
we were kicking it in the backstage area or whatever, and he had it was either 2 or 3 pugs, little pugs with him. And chilling on a golf cart, and I walked up to him, and I'm like, "Yo, you know, what up?" And we fucking chopped it up and shit. And there's just these pugs chilling. And I finally asked him about. I'm like, "Yo, man, you know what's up with these pugs and shit?" And he's like, "Oh, you know, these are my old lady's fucking dogs and shit." And it just that always stood out to me. I'm like, "Yo, that's just an odd sight to see." You know, Shaggy 2 Dope chilling with a group of pugs. You know what I mean? So that's my funny story about animals.
Man, we had Sid on from Zug Island. He said he had a dog named Snickers. So he said if he ever met me, he's going to pet me and hug me and tell me he loves me. I cut that and put it in the radio drop. But he said his dog Snickers used to bite Shaggy 2 Dope when he came over. He absolutely
great.
did not like him for some reason. All right, so Lord Chaos, final questions, homie. Radio drop.
All right. Final question or final?
Final, whatever you want to take.
Okay. I'll let you take the final. I'll take the final.
Okay.
How about that?
That sounds good. Sicktanick. I'm just messing with you, Lord Chaos. Go ahead.
Okay. Sicktanick. This is a two-part, okay? Pay attention, my dear friend. But anyway. 1. Did you enjoy yourself, and will you come back to Underground Wicked Radio? Which is most likely probably a yes, but whatever, who cares? And 2, shout-outs, links to where people can find you, and a radio drop would be much appreciated.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Absolutely. So, you guys, this is I believe my second time working with you guys, and you guys have all been stand up. I definitely enjoy the flow of the interview, and I like the odd random fucking questions because it's not the same 5 questions I get asked constantly. So that's definitely awesome. And the second part was you said a radio drop, right?
Yes, it was a multiple thing. It's first shout out.
Oh yeah, then the websites and stuff.
Yeah, the links, and then the radio drop. That I want to be last.
Okay, so for shout outs, definitely my camp, fucking SKR, Razakel, Tapeworm, fucking Reverend Fangory, Texas Microphone Massacre, my partners in crime, you know what I'm saying? That's my life force right there, this label. So huge shout out to them always. Shout out to fucking Hex Rated, fucking Insane Poetry, fucking Damian Quinn, Dark Half, my fucking tour brother. Shout out to my boys in Body Bag Syndicate. Those are my fucking people up here. And yeah, shout out to all my fans, man. Thank you guys for all your support. I hope you guys enjoyed Cinematic. There's a lyric video. You can go see for Cinematic right now on YouTube. That's youtube.com/sicktanick, SICKTANICK. You can find me on iTunes, Spotify, fucking Napster, possibly your mother's hairy vagina. Fucking shout out to my drummer, Greg, the caveman. Killing shit. I'm excited to fucking go on tour here soon. There'll be an announcement about that. If you're an artist and you want beats, go visit my official beat website, which is thesickbeats.com. It's down right now. It'll be up within the next 24 to 48 hours, I promise. And yeah, thank you guys for having me as always, and fucking thanks to everyone who tuned in. I appreciate you guys. And 93s to all my peoples out there, and you know who you are.
Now, before you do the radio drop, I got to say something.
Oh, yeah.
You said Insane Poetry. I got a story about this real quick. I was up in Ohio. Axe was playing.
I did.
Poetry, Scum. And
shout out to them, too.
Hell yeah. Axe is the shit. I got an interview with them at IHOP 4 o'clock in the morning after the show, and I got one with Scum.
Nice.
Joey Black started screaming out a drop for Juggalo News at 4 o'clock in the morning with their mask on. Freaking cops got called on us. It was great. But we give a guy a ride to McDonald's, and I'm looking at him, and like 10 minutes down the road, I'm like, man, you look familiar. He turns around, he's like, son, I better. I'm Insane Poetry. I was like, oh, shit.
Fucking Drew, man.
Yeah,
IP is a legend in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He paves the way for a lot of fucking artists, for everyone that kind of does this shit, you know what I'm saying, with that West Coast version of the music. So I got a lot of love for Drew and Insane Poetry, man. That's the homie right there. That's a real-ass motherfucker. His stories, the way he carries himself, you know what I'm saying, he'll tell you how it is, and I respect the fuck out of that, you know what I mean?
Guy, man. And congrats to him for being sober. Going on 2 years now. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Congrats to him.
Congrats, homie, for being sober.
So, Psychotic. You could take the next question.
I've been jittering for like an hour now.
He didn't even hear what I call him. I'm messing with him. Lord Chaos, go ahead.
I heard you, motherfucker. Psychotic. Yeah, that's about right.
Pretty much.
But anyways, Now we gotta wait for the
Radio drop.
not the shout out. Yeah, the radio drop. Thank you, Snickerdickers.
Okay, cool. What you want me to just be like? This is Sicktanick. You're listening to Underground Wicked Radio.
Yep, with DJ Snickers and Lord Chaos.
Yeah.
Or throw some random shit in there like Joey Black did. He goes Halloween Satanic in his.
Snickers and Lord Chaos.
Lord Chaos.
All right. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. You ready for me to do it or what?
Yep, go for it.
Go for it.
All right, cool. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. This is Sicktanick of Serial Killing Records telling you to fucking listen to Underground Wicked Radio with DJ Snickers and Lord Chaos.
Whoop, whoop.
Nice. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, I got
wait, hold on.
Oh, go for it.
Yes, I was gonna sit here and suggest that. I want to hear it from Sicktanick. Snicker said that he got you to say whoop whoop, homie. I want to hear it at least once to make my day.
Whoop whoop, homie.
Much appreciated.
I very rarely whoop.
Yes,
but when I whoop, I whoop well.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll put that at the end of the drop if you don't mind, homie.
No, I'm going to put it at the end of the drop. You guys can fucking chop it in from the audio if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
All
All right.
Rain.
Now I'm going to say one thing. Hold on. Let me say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
That is a good birthday gift. Thank you, homie.
No problem, man. No problem. Thank you guys once again for having me. I really do appreciate it, and thanks for putting my music on the air. And
always,
I definitely look forward to working with you guys in the future some more.
Hell yeah, fam. I
I'm
apologize.
I'm just
Christy,
starting.
tuning in. I see you saying it again. She wants to know how you met Smalls One.
How I met Smalls One?
Yes. How she got on SKR.
Smalls One ain't on SKR. Smalls One on LSB.
Thank you.
Razakel's on SKR.
Exactly. She wants to know how you met her anyways.
I've actually known Smalls for fucking years since before I dropped my first record. She was a part of a different camp other than SKR way back in the day, and we did a lot of shows together and whatnot. When I first started coming up, and then later on down the road, she started coming up more, and LSP picked her up, and Smalls is a homegirl, man. Crystal's good fucking people. You know what I'm saying? She's always been hella cool. She showed me mad love, showing Raz mad love, showing SKR mad love. So yeah.
I'm friends with her on Facebook. I always follow her stuff. She's a good girl. So,
all right,
yeah, for sure, man. She's good people.
Did we cover? Last question. Did we forget to cover anything during the interview you'd like to cover before hopping off? Any new projects, music videos?
I'd say we have a lot going on this year. We got my new album that's going to be coming out within the next couple weeks. Razakel's working on her new album. Fangori's going to be working on his new record. And I guess I'll go ahead and see that. It's the tour that I've been talking about is going to be me, Reverend Fangori, and Stevie Miles. And that's exclusive to you guys. I haven't announced that yet. So we're going to be starting booking for that probably this week. And fucking Texas Microphone Massacre is working on their new record. And we're staying busy, man, pumping out material and doing the damn thing. So if you want SKR merchandise, visit theskrstore.com, and you can get everything that your heart desires or your soul's desire.
Reverend Fang,
I got
was a good
one
interview too. I had him on for an hour and a half.
All
That
right,
was awesome.
Nice. I have a quick question.
Sure.
All right. Okay. I heard through the grapevine, mostly through Snickers, that you don't do actual interviews. May I ask why you don't really do interviews, if you don't mind me asking?
What do you mean? I
Not
don't
for
really
me.
do interviews.
You're thinking of someone else, fam. Not Sicktanick. He does interviews.
I mean, other... Wait, I thought I heard that he doesn't do other radios.
No, he does.
That was only this one that he's done interviews for.
Nope.
Oh,
You're thinking of another
What the
artist.
fuck?
Yeah, you must be thinking of someone else, dog.
He must
Because
be
I'm down if it's a legit interview. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I don't hate on no one. You know what I mean?
That was good.
Well, no, I'm not trying to sit here and say that you hate on anyone. It's just somebody I thought I heard from Snicker saying that you don't really do interviews very, very much. I mean,
No, that's your homie. The one you keep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't like do fucking. If there's not a reason to do an interview, then I won't do an interview. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's pretty fucking rare because there's always something to promote. Like, the only time I really like turn down interviews is if I know it's like on some troll shit or on some hate shit. Like, if it's obvious, you know, that people are just gonna fucking try and talk some shit or it's not professional, then yeah, I mean, I won't do it. But yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I've done interviews with all sorts of motherfuckers over the years. You know what I'm saying? So
JJ Demon, fam.
now for the 2 years I was strung out on dope and shit, I didn't do any interviews at all because I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't in the right mind state to do so. I was all fucked up. So if it was in the last 2 years, then yeah, I wouldn't do interviews because I was all fucked up on drugs. But outside of that, like, I'm always down to do something, you know what I'm saying? If it makes sense, then let's do it.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, if I ever get a radio show, I don't think you'll be willing to do an interview with me because it's not, if I do interviews, it's going to be a bit of professionalism and non-professionalism.
Well, I mean, I'm down to fuck off with people and bullshit and this and that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, to me, if there's nothing like about like the music or not some sort of like promotional aspect or whatever, then I'd rather work with someone there's an outlet that's willing to spin a couple songs. Yeah, they'll spin a couple songs. You know what I'm saying? Ask like a couple valid questions, but it's not like, yo, well, we have to be fucking professional this whole thing, and I'm not willing to fucking talk about this, that, and the other. Yeah, no, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, you know, there has to make sense.
Who would you like to collab with?
Dude, I like to collab with?
Yes.
Man, to be honest, like, the people that I would like to collab with are kind of out of reach, so to speak. Somewhat. I'd love to do something with the guy, the singer for Combi Christ. I'd absolutely love to, like, have him on a hook or something. I'd love to work with Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse. That guy actually has some pretty, you know, legit bars. I'd love to work with him. It'd be like a fucking, me and Raz would have to do it together probably, but we're both huge Weekend fans. That's like beyond out of reach, but if that opportunity ever presented itself, better believe we hop all over it. And then I think I'm a big Run the Jewels fan. If I ever had a chance to collab with them, that would be off the fucking hinges, even though that's out of reach. But so RTJ, fuck, I'm trying to think of who else. Like, if my all-time like dream collab, so to speak, would be Trent Reznor. If I could work with Trent Reznor in any capacity, that would complete my career, and I would probably wither into dust. Because that's like my biggest influence musically is by far 9 Inch Nails and Trent Reznor. Marilyn Manson would be super dope, of course. Like that, he's like a fucking. I'm a fanboy of him too. Bring Me the Horizon. You know, like
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
I've interviewed his bass player.
That would be amazing.
It's like someone's really plugging me into a wall.
Oh, hold up, Rain. Stop talking in the background. We're on the radio.
Sorry.
Yep, I had him on last year for an interview, and I actually got a radio drop from him.
That's the shit.
It was awesome.
That's the shit.
Yep.
Fuck
you
yeah.
got to get him back on because I want to interview him
Giordi,
too.
right? Yeah.
What's that, homie?
His real name is Giordi, right? Like Giordi or Jordan White?
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's the shit right there.
I hit him up
I
on
want to be a part of that interview.
Sasha Doll actually hooked me
You know
up
what?
for the interview.
You know, I was trying to think of who, like, I guess you could say underground-wise. There's not really many people that, like, I'm feeling hella right now. Like, there's a lot of talent out there, but I'm very picky with my musical choices. So I'd love, as far as underground is concerned, I'd love to fuck with Axe. I think a Axe and Satanic track would be super dope.
Yes, it would.
fucking low key.
Good
Despite the history and shit, you know, me and him are good peoples now and shit. I wouldn't mind fucking around on a track with him, and then Prozac.
Hell yeah.
Prozac. I think he would be the other main contender because he's a fucking super talented guy. He has bars for days, and I have a really cool Prozac story where basically, make a long story short, I ended up getting in a fight at a Twisted show. I'm pretty sure it was Twisted Green Book. I got into a fight and I got jumped. And I was fighting like 6 people.
Damn.
And you know, fucking, I was doing my best to fucking throw it the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I could do. And out of nowhere, here comes fucking Prozac. Fucking, you know, I'm straight socking people. You know what I'm saying? Like straight putting in work, picks me up off the ground and shit. Security is like, yo, you have to go. And right before I leave, he's like, yo, meet me at the back door. So I met him at the back door and shit, and fucking, you know what I'm saying? He got me back in the venue and shit. And then he pulled me up on stage for the PDM set. And so, like I said earlier, Bedlam was one of my biggest influences, and he was part of Bedlam with Madness. And so before the show, prologue to that, before the show, me, him, and Mikey Clark were sitting there talking, and, you know, back then I didn't know what was what, so I was like trying to talk to him about my music and this and that. And they're like, oh, well, you know, what's your rap name? And I told them Sicktanick. And they're like, dude, that's a fucking fresh-ass name. And I always remembered that. But down the road, Raz ended up doing a couple shows with Prozac. And I told Raz this story, obviously. And she brought it up to Prozac, and Prozac was like, fucking A, like, I remember that shit. Like, blah, blah. I tell him, I said, what's up? You know, so I always say I owe a favor to Prozac sometime. You know what I'm saying? For him stepping in, not even knowing me, just throwing it down for the homie. You know, so I'd love, beyond that, he's fucking way talented. He's been one of my biggest influences, so I would definitely add him to that list, too.
I've never interviewed him.
Hey,
I've interviewed Low-Key, and I've interviewed Axe.
Hey, Sicktanick.
Yo.
I have someone, he's big, but he's not big at the same time, that I want to hear you and him do. Scum. I want to hear a track with Sicktanick and Scum. I don't know if that's done yet or not.
That's been done a bunch, bro. I'm on a bunch of his records.
Yes, he is.
I've like a lot of the title tracks. Like Scum was, I've produced some of his most
recent beats.
Popular tracks over the years, and we actually had a side project that never that hasn't come to fruition yet. I don't know if it's going to or not because we're both so fucking busy. But like a metal rap side project called Hate Magnet, and yeah, go look that shit up, bro. I'll blow your mind. It was like a whole group we did together. We put out, you know, a couple tracks and a couple more leaked. So I think you can hear like 4 or 5 tracks. There's I put it as a bonus track on one of my records. I think he put it as a bonus track on one of his. So yeah, if you want to hear some aggressive shit, man, go listen to some Hate Magnet, bro. That was me and Scum side project and shit.
Speaking of Scum,
Well,
speaking of Scum, you know how he is when he performs. The last show that I saw him at, these freaking juggalettes were fighting. They took it up on stage, and it got so fucking bad that Scum laid down on stage and said he's done. He didn't even do his last 3 songs.
Wow.
He was pissed.
That's crazy.
Between that and the DJ fucking up, I got the clips on my Facebook, actually. The DJ kept fucking up his beats and his echo on his mic. And then when they finally got him set, he did 2 songs, and then they started fighting. He said he was done.
Damn, that's crazy, man. That's
that
more like,
is.
bro, shit happens. That shit happens.
Yes, it does. All right. Any more questions before we let Sicktanick go?
You still got that final question.
Which one?
I don't know. I asked the final. You're supposed to take the final.
You took them both on me, fucko.
How the hell did I take them both off from you?
Well, what's the final question? You're supposed to be the co-host. Come on now.
Okay, you know what, motherfucker? Ask the goddamn red question, bitch.
We already did. He's slacking tonight, man. He's going to pay for this later. All right,
This
Sicktanick.
interview, motherfucker.
I appreciate you having you on the second time. Oh, go ahead, Ren.
I want to know, hey, we may be DJs, but in a way, we also follow your music and we're your fans. My question is, would we be able to get a chance to get something autographed from you?
Oh, all day, anytime. Like if I go near you on tour, you know what I'm saying? Just bring whatever you want, autographs to the show, and gladly, like anytime.
Yeah.
I'll bring an empty pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, hell yeah. I've signed some weird shit in my time, man. That ain't no thing to me.
Well, now I'm going to have to bring a VHS porno for the sign. Just to go old school.
Okay,
Fuck yeah,
I got a question then. I got a question. What is the weirdest thing you ever autographed?
He's not signing your mom's glow-in-the-dark
prosthetic-
dildo, okay?
Shut up, motherfucker.
A prosthetic leg.
Nice.
Nice, real nice.
You know what? We're live. We're recording. Is your mom up?
Yes, she is. Why?
Put her on the phone.
I am not asking his mom a question.
Oh, no, I'm going to.
Okay, hold on. Fine.
She's freaking awesome, his mom. I got to get this recorded.
Well, he's about to get offline.
Tell her it'll only be a minute. Just a quick question.
This is Porky. Hey.
Hey, how you doing tonight? We're live on the radio again. Now, we were talking about your dildos the other night. I was wondering, would you ever let an underground artist sign your glow-in-the-dark dildo?
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah. But my question is you wouldn't be able to use it no more because you'd have to put something over it so it doesn't wear off.
That's okay.
I think they make
That's what condoms are for.
Oh, there you go. I never thought of that. So there's my answer. You have a good night.
There you
I
go.
appreciate you hopping on.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm going to fucking get my fat ass some grub.
Me too, homie. You have a good
All right,
night.
you happy now, Snickers?
Yes, I am. That's all I wanted to know.
I don't even know what you asked, but you know what? Whatever.
Oh, you don't want to know, man.
Oh, shit.
All right, Satanic,
Okay.
you have a good night. Thank you for everyone tuning in.
Hey, you guys, too. Thank you so much for... Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. And, if you put this video up on YouTube or whatever the fuck, just let me know.
Yes, I definitely am going to be up on Juggle and News as soon as they're done the gathering. They're all over there right now. I missed it this year. That's right.
Awesome, man. Well, fucking
I
thank
missed
you.
it, too.
Yep.
Take care, homie.
Cool, guys. Well, much love and many thanks, and I'll talk to you guys here soon.
Thank you, Satanic, again.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thank you,
Night,
guys. You
homie.
guys, too. Take it easy, y'all.